Hello, and welcome back to A Better World. This is your host, Mitchell J. Rabin, and we're very glad you're joining us again today. Today we're going to have a very special show. We are on location at Dao Garden in Thailand, near Chiang Mai. It's a very beautiful and very sacred place that Master Chia, who is our guest today, really is the master architect of. This has been a dream and vision of his to have a place, an environment that is very conducive to healing, balancing, cleansing, and attaining the higher levels of spiritual awakening. Master Chia has been on this path for many, many years. He's been around the world teaching classes, training instructors, and bringing the ancient Taoist practices from China to the foreground in many people's lives. He has students numbering in the many thousands across the world, and many come here to gather, to practice, as well as to enjoy the resort functions of this wonderful place. I'm so happy to be here. As you will see from the video, there is an abundance to do. There are a series of different kinds of massage treatments, going all the way from Chinese to Ayurvedic to Thai. The food is all organic and grown here. It's really an amazing place. The place is scented with flowers wherever you go. And it just makes someone like me, a tourist, smile as he walks around. So we're very glad to be here with Master Chia, and he'll be speaking with us about his vision here and what's been going on here since its inception. So thank you so much, Master Chia.
Hi.
Great to see you.
Chia. Yes.
Good. So first of all, tell me, what was the original inspiration to construct and mastermind Dao Garden?
Tao's mean the way, and the way of nature, and the way of the universe, and the way of how human interacting with the nature. So the whole study of the Tao is living harmony with the nature, balancing like a Tai Chi symbol.
Yes. Yin and yang.
Yin and yang. So so the whole concept is already in the Chinese mind and gene, living harmony with the nature and healthier. So we want to be live healthier, happier, and longer life in this world. So it's very different from some of the concept is this world is terrible, this world is sinful. The fastest we can leave this world and go to the next world is that.
Right.
But in the Tao, we've been talking from the beginning is that this is the only one world in our galaxy. So don't look, the scientists now try to look for other worlds. They go to Mars now, and they're going to prove that there are no people there. Okay? And they go to the other galaxy and other places, and they're not going to find any world better than this world. And they cannot find any heaven in heaven, as we describe.
As we think of it. Right.
That means they go through the end of the galaxy, they don't see any planet, they have the building with gold and diamonds and everything else. Okay? So in the Taoism said, heaven is now, here.
And here, right?
And here.
Yeah. And, well, you have helped to make this place heaven, for sure. I think you're convincing a lot of people of the truth of that Taoist principle.
Yes. That means they always we have to think about everything is embodied negative and positive, yin and yang. So we have to find this balance. So that's why in the Tao ways we really emphasize that you have to get your mind, body, and spirit in harmony first, and we take care of the physical and take care of the problem.
Right. So in your larger conception, Master Chia, of Dao Garden, how do you address the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual aspects of an individual, of someone who, say, visits here?
I mean, I've been in this kind of healing field for nearly 40 years. And I'm lucky being around the world.
And you're only 39.
I've been lucky traveling around the world and staying in America and teaching all around in the state, especially California. And I can see that they are very boom of the health conscious.
Okay?
Oh, yeah. But the only one point I can see is they call a health conscious freak. Okay, we call they call New Age,
Oh yes.
and they're so freaked out on the New Age, and they don't see other thing. They don't see that there are many things have good and bad inside there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very good is my gene or my specialty that I see this is good to fix in here and this is good to fix in here.
Mm-hmm.
So my concept here is first we need the people to understand they need to take care of themselves and understand their body and how the body functions and learn how to work on the energy and work on the physical organs and learn how to in touch with their own self. So the first thing that Tao teaching like inner mind, sleeping sound, microcosmic, all involved with energy and all involved with going inside you.
Mm-hmm.
Stop from 1 month.
So, when people come here, Master Chia, what is it that they experience? What kind of program do you offer to them?
So we have a few programs. Basically we have a training, a week's course of training. That
Mhm.
means training in the Tao practice from Qigong, exercise Qigong, Tai Chi, and meditations, and alchemy meditations, or we call alchemy and transforming the negative to positive. So Tao's always talking about transforming the rock into Qi, or transforming the lead into Qi. That means you change the negative
Yes.
to positive.
Right.
So sometimes people
The
think
old
that,
alchemical process.
right.
Right.
There is some people say, oh, Tao master can make rock into gold, so they bring all the rock to the Tao master to change it. You know? So the principle in the Tao garden here is number one, we want to have good air, good water, and good food. Number two, we want to teach the people have the good energy, good chi, and good heart, and good mind. So this is the major principle of the Tao.
You're taking care of the physical body,
Yeah.
the physical vessel, as well as the emotional.
Right. Because
So
the
people
physical
are
is like
balanced.
vessel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have they learn how to take care of themselves, learn how to get the energy move, and learn how to heal themselves with the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a spa, and the spa, or we call it healing spa, natural healing spa. So with my knowledge of so many years, I've been accumulate that we have the Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbology, and we have also we see that Indian Ayurvedic also very good, and the Thai herbology also very good, which is Thai and Thai using Chinese and Indian, okay, in the between. So now we are more, see, they also call the same Ayurveda. So we have all these things. And the important part when I in Europe, I see the Western holistic also. So all of them have a very good point, and all of them have a good healing aspect.
Yes.
But we have to know when to use it and when to not to use it. So over here, we have the live blood analysis, and we have 5-element astrology. We check the organ when you're born, and look at you now, and check with the computer that how your state and give and design a program for you to go through the program. So we have the Western technology way is that colon cleaning, water colonic, and the oil colonic, and the
Ozone.
ozone, and the herbal steam, and the lymphatic drainage,
Right.
and the parasite sepal, and that is a Western technology combined. We don't use any medicine. Combined with the Chinese herb or Ayurveda.
You have selected the flowers, if you will,
Yes.
the most beautiful flowers of each of the traditions,
Yes.
Western,
Yeah.
Indian, Chinese, and Thai.
Yeah.
And you've put them all together into
Yeah.
Tao Garden, into
Right.
a beautiful garden here. That's
Yes.
It's fabulous to hear because, as you know, and I know you experience, people saying, well, if it's going to be Chinese, and if you're Chinese, it should be Chinese. If you're Indian, then you should stick with Indian.
Yeah.
But this is such a limited way of looking.
Yes.
And you've gone beyond that to take the best of every tradition
Right.
and put it together to form a true,
Yeah.
global, holistic perspective. I think
That's
that's
what my dream, because
very valuable.
they are one world now.
Yeah.
And before that, for you to travel from China, like they have a history that the yogi from India takes some 10 years to travel from India to China.
Yeah. Right.
You get old.
Now exactly. Now it's a few hours, you know.
You
so
just
exactly.
fly over there and they one world.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
and they also I put into the whole set the best massage that can be said the world. Okay, because like the Chinechang organ massage is involved with breaking down the settlement and
Of the organs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the genital massage, or we call kasai,
Mhm.
actually is we call settlement.
Breaking up the sediments of the
in
genitals.
genital, because when we breathe, especially in a pollution city, there are a lot of light, we call the lead, toxic,
Of
toxic
course.
fumes,
Heavy metals.
heavy metal, and it's so light, it's breathing in and go into the body cannot block them, so it go into the bloodstream and go into the cell, and oftentimes settle down in the cell and organs. And you have nothing can do it unless you are breaking them by using a little bit force and find the hard settlement and settle them down. So nearly every organ has settlement of the heavy metal,
Yes.
pollution, toxic,
That's right.
and the kidney, especially because it filters all those things. So sometimes you can find that there's so much settlement inside it. But the
So the
worst thing,
Chinechang breaks
yes,
it all
break
up,
it down,
loosens it up, lets
and
it
let
get
the body
out
get
of the
out
body.
of the system. And the basic part is the sexual organ. The sexual
What's
organ.
interesting about the Chinechang is, because I've experienced it here, is when the practitioner is working on you, you feel that they almost have your organ in
Yeah.
their hands.
Right.
Like they're almost holding your liver, for instance.
Right.
It's a very interesting experience.
Yeah.
They call this the abdomen, like the window
Right, right.
into the inside.
Right.
You know. Anyway, just wanted to
Yeah.
add that because
So
it's a very real experience.
yeah, so the genital massage,
Yes.
because sexual organ is the only organ, I think one of the major organ that hold the blood when we sexual arousal.
Yes, right.
And
It's way
holding
too
the
neglected.
blood, yeah, and hold the return blood. That means the dirty blood
Mm-hmm.
for erections, okay?
Right.
For arousal erections. So you hold that for a while, everything settles down.
Yes.
And
Right.
if you don't break them down, the hormone don't come out, and that affecting everything in the cells and the brain and the back, and also involved with all the tendons and nervous system. There's so many nervous system and tendon there.
I bet you have people come just for the Chinechang and the Karsai Nechang.
Yes, yeah.
You
And
know, because where else are you going to get that kind of attention
Yes.
to your genitals?
Yeah,
But
we
in
are.
in a clinical way. You want to pick up with Karsai?
So when the sexual aroused, it hold the blood. So sometimes 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes,
Mhm.
or 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So all the settlement already 5 settled in the sexual organ. Is the best, is the most, because also lower part of our trunks.
Exactly.
So it block, but the sexual hormone is so important to every body, every cells in the whole body. So every cell needs sexual hormone to stimulate. So that's why in the a lot of in the Tao practice, the whole team of the Tao practice is teach the people how to feel love all the time and feel arousal all the time. Because this tool is making the cells split in a proper way.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Tao ways, we believe that when we make love, the cell also make love and give new cells. And this is the most proper way.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Tao practice, we are very straightforward, but it's not in a dirty way.
Right, right,
I mean,
right.
very straightforward. I've been teaching this in more than 30 years.
Sure.
And the world understand that this is important.
Right.
And sometimes because of the culture and the religious suppressing
Exactly.
sex.
But people have, in general, been very receptive to what you have brought forth, having
Yes.
to do with the importance of the role of our sex lives and our sexual impulses to our spiritual development.
Right.
They really have been. You've been
So,
a real forerunner in this.
So
area.
in the Taoism, we said that sex is a love.
Yes.
Sex is spiritual work.
Yes.
And the monk, they have no sex. They keep the sexual energy to develop the spiritual work. So, but they show them I don't touching any sex, but the sexual energy producing all the time.
Right, exactly.
So it cannot be said they
And
stop the sex.
it also gets expressed in other ways. You
Yes.
said dirty, let's say really illicit and unethical
Right.
ways, as we see in the world happening today with
Right.
the largest religious institutions in the West.
Because the sex is nature,
Right.
and is right, and we even
Everything is sex, actually. If
Yes.
you really look, it's like always multiplying. And
right. That
it's the
means
splendor of nature.
like flower is the genital, genital of the plant. So everybody like the flower, like to smell the flower.
Exactly.
And the,
As do
and
the bees.
Yes.
Right.
And the pollen is the sperm of the flower. It's floating everywhere. So we have problem with the sperm because they try to get in our body in the wrong place.
Right, exactly. No, it's really true. It's really true. So there's one thing that I'm not sure you offer a course in, but maybe you will. It's called Taoist humor.
Yes. That means Taoism always have the look at the world as a happy world.
Mm-hmm.
So we always like to teach the people in a way that they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
So we teach the people how to laughing, how to smile, and how to learn how to take the joke and all these things.
Right.
And
Take the world lightly in a way,
in
and
a way.
detachedly and
Right.
lightly. Yeah,
And not very seriously, because happy is very important.
exactly.
Because if you're happy, when you feel love and happy and feel arousal, you're healthy.
That's right. That's right. Now, what about people who don't know anything? They've never read Lao Tzu. They've never read your books even. And they just want to come because they've heard about it.
Yes.
Is there a place for people to just come
Yes.
and kind of
The-
relax here?
The whole thing that people can come here and relax, or they can come here and relax and just enjoy the place. We make the place like nature. We don't make up too much, like cut the tree and everything too much.
That's right,
We
right.
just make it grow
Very
naturally.
natural.
And the people also can very simple can do the massage.
Mhm.
Or people can be very simple and do the colon cleaning because everybody needs it. Like
Right,
our
exactly.
seppu, if you're too
Exactly.
long, our seppu are so full
Exactly.
and dirty.
Right, exactly. So, but that's interesting because if people want to get involved with and learn about, take classes in the Taoist practices, Tai Chi, Qigong, etc., they can.
Yes.
But if they can come for, I met a gentleman who was really here basically for medical testing and
Yes.
exams. He did the live blood cell analysis, and he did the ozone, and he had parasites.
Yes.
And after the ozone treatments and oxygen, after a couple of months, he has no parasites anymore. They're gone.
Yes.
And now he's beginning to get interested
Right.
in the Taoist practices.
Right.
So it's interesting. So you really have there's a place for everybody, you could say.
Right. Then we want to develop a place for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's obvious that you have taken a tremendous amount of thought and care in the development of this place because could you perhaps speak a little bit about feng shui and
Yes.
the fundamental, design basis of Dao Garden?
The first thing when we want to buy this place, we look at we call the dragon. It's on the mountain. See on the back there is a mountain.
Uh-huh.
So we look at the tail of the mountain and the head of the mountain,
Uh-huh.
and where the energy coming down. So we can see that the energy from the tail and the head, they're coming down to the house, come down to the condo, and they spread really directly into the meditation hall. They come in and you can see the energy spread out. So where we build the building are very similar like dragons. The head, this body of the dragons, and the head over there, and the tail over there. Okay, so it's going out like this.
So in other words, you want to form
Of the energy flow.
the flow of a dragon.
Right.
Okay.
The energy, how the
Yes.
energy is flowing.
Yes. Interesting.
And
Because the dragon has so much energy, is that
Yes.
the idea?
Yeah, that means that the Chinese always looking at the dragon's head and tail. That's where the energy flow. Okay, and the important part also, and we have very important that in olden time we pull the glass and we smell the glass, and the smell is different when there's good soil, good water, the glass and everything they grow good. Okay,
yes.
and we also test the water. At first, we test the water on the here it's not good, but finally we find out we call the jet bell. Actually, it's our jet bell. I don't know that time that's so important because it's a one water running on the back there. And it's a spring out from the ground and all year round. So all the swimming pool, all the juicy right water, and all the drinking water is come from here. And the water is sweet.
Yes.
It's very sweet.
Oh, it definitely is.
And it's natural sweet. Yeah.
So once you have the physical location laid out, and then you have the proper water, and obviously you have good air, that forms the basis of the way you can position the buildings,
Yes.
and everything else just kind of rolls out naturally from that.
Right.
Once you have the configuration of the dragon.
Yeah, they are. I also, that now we know that the air here is good, and the water is good.
Yes, right.
So the next thing we are combining the food. Right. So the food here, everything is natural. We don't use salt. We use special salt. We call bamboo salt. We take the sodium out of it. We burn and take the sodium out of it. And all food is, nearly everything we don't put any sugar. If we put the sugar, it's raw sugar cane. Yeah. And the food is fresh and natural. And that is so simple.
And delicious, by the way.
And the people think that how can you, it's just so simple. The simple thing is don't add too many things.
Right.
Don't add salt, don't add sugar, don't add all this kind of thing.
Right. And the Thais have such wonderful spices, so the flavor is just so rich, and each day it's really like being in a very fine restaurant, but with all organic food. It's just fabulous. Now, just in wrapping up, I just wanted to ask you, what changes have you seen? You've been working with people for a long time now. What changes have you seen in some of your students who have really taken the Taoist practices very seriously into heart?
The thing is that we can see that they live healthier, and they can take the world and problem in an easier way. And so that is what I can see.
So they're flowing with circumstances, so to speak.
So the important part is that what we can do is teach the people that they need to take care of themselves. And this is the heaven now, not heaven later after you die. So in the Taoism said, build your heaven now or build your health now. So people think that they are big leaders, big religious, but you see them paralyzed on the bed, and they are suffering, and they're pain every day, and they're suffering, but they say, the heaven is so beautiful. But in the Taoism said, if you want to live here, if you are 90 years old, 100 years old, or 150 years old, you have to be able to walk and enjoy life.
Exactly.
So a lot of Thai masters, we have the one that not married and married. Some of the Thai masters they marry, they can enjoy life and sex until they are 100 or 200 years old. So this is right, you see.
Exactly right.
Otherwise, what you living here for? And after you die, heaven, where is the heaven? We don't know.
I think you made the case very clearly that heaven is right here.
Right here.
And right now.
Yeah, they're happy.
Exactly.
That means if you look at around the world, the tree, the flower is so beautiful. The butterfly, the birds are so beautiful.
Exactly.
Only we are the one that making that like the health. We fighting, we killing, we destroy, we bomb, we destroy everything. But the beautiful thing is so beautiful.
Well, Master Chia, I just want to thank you again for being a guest on the show and for this amazing place that you have put together. And I really hope that people get the message that this is a place to come to really come to a state of tranquility and equanimity and greater health, and taking responsibility for the health as well. I mean, you've really done a masterful job, and I thank you very much for your work. Yeah. This is Mitchell J. Raven for A Better World. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I will be showing you shots of the place and interviews with a few of the instructors and the people that have spent time here at Tao Garden, so you can hear from others who have spent time what it's like. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.